Welcome everyone to today's heartwarming story. Sparkling Heart. After Ly Tu Anh gave birth, CEO Tung surprised everyone by becoming an incredibly devoted husband and father. He stayed up at night to hold the baby, change diapers, prepare milk, and even did the laundry himself, taking care of both mother and child in every little detail. From a busy businessman, he completely transformed, dedicating all his love to his small family. It was these simple yet sincere actions that made Ly Tu Anh feel truly happy, a warm home where love grows stronger every single day. If you enjoy gentle, emotional stories about love and family like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss our upcoming videos. In the quiet, tender days following the birth of their child, the small home of CEO Tung and Ly Tu Anh was filled with a warmth that felt almost magical. The atmosphere had completely changed from what it once was. No longer was Tung the distant, sharply dressed businessman who commanded respect in boardrooms and made high-stakes decisions with a calm, unreadable face. Instead, he had transformed into something far more meaningful, a devoted husband and a gentle, attentive father. Every morning, before the sun fully rose, Tung would wake up quietly, careful not to disturb Ly Tu Anh as she slept, still recovering from the exhaustion of childbirth. He would slowly make his way to their baby's crib, his movements cautious yet filled with a quiet confidence that grew stronger each day. At first, he had been unsure, even a little clumsy, when holding such a fragile, tiny life in his arms. But now, he had learned to cradle the baby with surprising tenderness, supporting the small head and whispering soft, comforting words as if the child could already understand every emotion behind them. Sometimes, he would gently rock the baby back and forth, humming lullabies in a low, soothing voice. The melodies were simple, sometimes even off-key, but they carried a sincerity that made them deeply touching. In those moments, the entire world seemed to slow down, leaving only the soft rhythm of his voice and the peaceful breathing of the child. What moved Ly Tu Anh the most was not just the actions themselves, but the love behind them. From her place in bed, she would quietly watch Tung, her eyes filled with emotion. She saw how his gaze softened every time he looked at their child, how his expression, once so firm and composed, now carried a gentle glow of pride and affection. It was as if becoming a father had awakened a new side of him, one that even she had never fully seen before. The powerful CEO who once seemed untouchable now knelt beside a crib, completely absorbed in the simple act of caring for his newborn. There were moments when the baby would cry unexpectedly in the early hours of the morning, breaking the silence of the night. Without hesitation, Tung would be the first to respond. He would pick up the baby, walking slowly around the room, whispering reassuring words, his voice steady and calm. Even when he looked tired, even when his eyes showed the strain of sleepless nights, he never once complained. To him, these moments were not a burden, they were precious, irreplaceable memories in the making. For Tung, success was no longer defined by contracts signed or profits gained. Standing there in the dim light of their home, holding his child close, he realized that this quiet, fragile happiness, was the greatest achievement of his life. Beyond the quiet moments of holding and soothing the baby, Tung gradually took on more responsibilities, determined to ease every burden from Ly Tu Anh's shoulders. What surprised everyone the most was how quickly he adapted to tasks he had never imagined doing before. This man, who once spent his days reviewing financial reports and leading major business negotiations, now carefully studied how to change diapers, prepare milk, and care for a newborn with remarkable patience. At first, his movements were slightly awkward, his hands, used to signing contracts, now learning how to fasten tiny diaper tabs without waking the baby. But he never showed frustration. Instead, he treated every small task as something meaningful, something worth doing with his whole heart. Each diaper change became a quiet moment of bonding between father and child. Tung would gently talk to the baby as he worked, his voice soft and reassuring, sometimes even smiling at the baby's smallest reactions. There were moments when things didn't go perfectly, times when he had to redo the diaper or clean up unexpected messes, but rather than feeling overwhelmed, he would simply laugh softly and try again. To him, these imperfections were part of the beauty of fatherhood. They made every success, no matter how small, feel even more rewarding. Preparing milk was another responsibility he took seriously. He carefully followed every instruction, making sure the temperature was just right, testing each drop with the same level of focus he once reserved for important decisions at work. Late at night, when the house was quiet and the world outside seemed to pause, Tung would sit by the baby's side, feeding slowly and patiently. In those still moments, he found a sense of peace he had never experienced before, a calmness that came from simply being present, from knowing that he was providing comfort and care to the most important person in his life. But perhaps the most touching part of his daily routine was something even simpler: washing clothes. Each day, Tung would gather the tiny outfits of both mother and child, soft fabrics that carried the scent of milk and warmth, and wash them carefully by hand or in the machine, depending on what was needed. He paid attention to every detail, choosing gentle detergents, ensuring everything was clean and safe. Afterward, he would hang the clothes neatly under the sunlight, watching as they swayed lightly in the breeze. To anyone else, it might have seemed like an ordinary chore. But to Tung, it was another way of expressing love, a silent promise that he would always take care of his family, no matter how small the task. From her bed, Ly Tu Anh often watched these quiet acts unfold. Every movement, every small effort Tung made, touched her deeply. She realized that love was not always shown through grand gestures or dramatic words, but through these simple, everyday actions. The man she once admired for his strength and success had revealed something even more valuable: his willingness to change, to learn, and to give everything he had for the people he loved. Ly Tu Anh could hardly put into words the depth of happiness she felt during those peaceful days. After everything her body and heart had gone through, she found herself surrounded by a kind of love that was gentle, steady, and deeply reassuring. In the quiet moments of the day, when the baby was asleep and the world outside seemed distant, she would lean softly against Tung's shoulder, drawing comfort from his presence. There was something incredibly calming about the way he stayed close to her, not out of obligation, but out of genuine care. He would often reach for her hand, holding it gently as if reminding her that she was not alone in this new chapter of life. What touched her most was how attentive Tung had become, not just to the baby, but to her as well. He constantly asked if she was comfortable, if she had eaten enough, if she needed anything at all. He paid attention to the smallest details, adjusting her pillow, bringing her warm meals, reminding her to rest, and even sitting beside her just to keep her company. There were times when she felt overwhelmed by emotions, as many new mothers do, but Tung never dismissed her feelings. Instead, he listened quietly, his eyes filled with understanding, offering gentle words that helped her feel seen and supported. His presence became her greatest source of strength, a steady anchor in a time filled with change. In the evenings, when the golden light of the setting sun filtered softly through the windows, the three of them would share simple yet precious moments together. Tung would hold the baby in his arms while sitting beside Ly Tu Anh, the two of them exchanging soft smiles and quiet conversations. Sometimes they spoke about their hopes for the future, imagining what their child would be like as she grew older. Other times, they said nothing at all, simply enjoying the peaceful silence that wrapped around their small family. In those moments, Ly Tu Anh realized that happiness did not come from grand achievements or material things, It lived in these quiet, fleeting instances that filled her heart so completely. She often found herself silently thanking life for bringing Tung into her world. The man who stood beside her now was not only strong and dependable, but also deeply compassionate and selfless. He had become more than just a husband, he was her partner in every sense, someone who shared her joys, carried her burdens, and walked beside her through every challenge. Watching him care for their child with such tenderness only deepened her love for him, making her appreciate him in ways she never had before. For Ly Tu Anh, this was what true happiness looked like: a loving husband, a healthy child, and a home filled with warmth and understanding. It was not perfect, and it did not need to be. Because in the quiet rhythm of their everyday lives, she had found something far more valuable, a love that would continue to grow stronger with each passing day.
Hello, xin chào tất cả các khán giả của kênh Ly Tu Anh Review. Vậy là câu chuyện hôm nay của chúng ta đã kết thúc tại đây. Nội dung câu chuyện hôm nay của chúng ta thì đã kể về việc đó chính là khoảnh khắc khi mà Ly Tu Anh sinh con gái đầu lòng là bé Anna, và CEO Tùng đã chăm sóc hai mẹ con cô rất là tận tình chu đáo. Cả hai đều đang rất là hạnh phúc và vui mừng vì đã có con gái đầu lòng là bé Anna rất là mạnh khỏe. Cả hai sẽ cố gắng chăm sóc con gái Anna lớn lên mỗi ngày tại nông trại vui vẻ hạnh phúc của hai người. Mọi người hãy đón xem các video tiếp theo sẽ được phát sóng trên kênh Ly Tu Anh, kể về câu chuyện gia đình CEO Tùng và Ly Tu Anh cùng với sự lớn lên của bé Anna nha. Cảm ơn mọi người.